What is an hollandaise sauce? Certainly one of the most popular sauce at the moment, you know? And it's part of the basic sauce of the French repertoire. From hollandaise with a hot emulsion, as we call it, you can diverse it to quite a few other sauces. But we are going to stick only to the original hollandaise sauce. Hollandaise sauce starts with butter. We need clarified butter. So what is clarified butter? Is butter you put on a pan very slowly on a slow fire, leave it there for a few minutes until it changes. So what is going to happen? On top, when it melts, on top you got a foam. In the middle, you got the clarified butter. At the bottom, you got quite a kind of milky stuff. We call it petit lait in French. And you got to separate all that thing. We use only the middle part with the clarified butter by itself. By the time the clarified butter is getting ready, we prepare for the béarnaise sauce. Béarnaise sauce consists of chopped shallots, vinegar, white wine. Shallots in a pan, chopped shallots, vinegar, and white wine. Okay, it's going to cook until all the liquid disappears from the pan. During that time, I'm going to prepare the eggs. We use only the yolk of the eggs. The recipe is for 250 grams of butter. We put 6 yolk of eggs. The little trick is you got to put some water, and a lot of people don't know how much water you put. So if you keep half a shell of the eggs, and you fill it 6 times for 6 eggs. That will be the right measure of water. Now I'm going to finish the clarified butter with remove the foam. That's it. So you just got to be a bit careful not to take too much butter and dispose of it. That's it. There, I got the clarified butter. I'll drop it on the pan gently. So you can see here we got the foam. Clarified butter we are going to use for the hollandaise. And there we got what we call a kind of milk, which is called petit lait in French. We cannot use those two. We dispose of it. We don't need it, you know. The only part we use is the butter, is the clarified butter. So the reduction is ready. Shallot, red wine, vinegar is ready. It's no more liquid. I'm going to put the shallot reduction into the eggs and the water, and it'll be ready to cook. To cook the yolk of eggs, which is called a sabayon, in fact, you know. We need a bain-marie in French, with a double bath in English. Water should be boiling, but not mad, just gently boiling. If you leave it, if it's too much boiling, you finish with scrambled eggs. And it's not what we want to do today, it's just a hollandaise. So gently boiling like that, few bubbles, is okay. And with my whisk, I want to do the number 8. is a way to incorporate the most air inside the eggs. That's an operation which is going to can take between 5 and 10 minutes. What I'm looking at, I want it to be very fluffy. That's all I want to be. So, not overcooked, because that will be a completely different recipe. It will be called scrambled eggs, but not too liquid, because if it's too liquid, once you put your butter in it, it's going to be running everywhere. It's not what you want to do. What you want to do is the perfect hollandaise. As you can see, it's becoming more and more fluffy. It's going to be ready very soon. Okay, we are not far. We are not very far now. Another 1 minute, maybe less. Okay. To see if the sabayon is ready, you'd make a mark with your whisk, like that, something like that. And if the eggs slowly cover the mark very slowly, is good. If it doesn't, it can be or overcooked if it's too solid, or if it's too liquid, it will cover the mark very fast, and the result won't be the same. So it will be just in between, not too solid, not too liquid. Make a mark like that, do like that, and slowly you go back to on top of it. When you put the butter in the sabayon, both should be roughly at the same temperature. If the butter is too hot, it will carry on cooking the eggs, and it won't be working. If it's too cold, it's not going to incorporate into the eggs. So it should be roughly at maybe 40 Celsius temperature, something like that. Beginning, you go very slow. So slowly you put the butter. If you go too fast, the eggs are not going to absorb all the butter in one go. So you got to be slow. And after it'll be okay, but beginning is always slow. And now you can go faster. That's it. All the butter is inside the sabayon, and now we can call it hollandaise sauce. Last thing to do is to check the seasoning. So seasoning is mainly up to you. Of course, you got to put some salt, because salt is important. But some people will like it. Depends what you want to eat with your hollandaise. So some people will put a bit of pepper. But always put the white pepper. The black pepper will leave some marks. And some people like a bit of acidity in it, a bit more acidity. So they will put a squeeze of lemon, especially if you eat asparagus within season, like that. Excellent. One of the complements of hollandaise sauce is asparagus. Can be other thing, an egg, but in that case, is asparagus. You got different type of asparagus. You got the green asparagus, the white asparagus, and the purple asparagus. The only thing you do is you remove that part there, the white part, because that is woody. It won't be very nice. So you remove that part. So you make all the asparagus there at the same height, and with a knife, you cut. What you want to cut is just the woody part. That's it. You can keep that. If you want, you can try to make a soup. You can make some very nice soup, in fact, with that. So all the asparagus are the same size. It looks nicer when you got it on a plate. So to cook the asparagus, you boil some salted water. And of course, it depends how long you cook it for, because they've got different sizes of asparagus. I cannot tell you for 5-10 minutes, but they cook quite fast. I'm going just to show you how you check when they are cooked. To check that, you take a small knife, and I'm going to put the knife just through the middle part of the asparagus. And you see, if the knife goes nicely inside it, it's cooked. You don't want to overcook. It will be like a puree. So you just want just a bit of crunch, cook what we say al dente, something like that. So now I'm going to check if the asparagus are cooked. And you go through it. You know, you see, the asparagus drop out of the knife, so it's cooked. It's not overcooked, it's still slightly crunchy, and that's the way it works. What we got to do is to cool them down quickly. So you always got a water bath with ice on it, and you put it in the ice. Just a few seconds, you don't need to. You don't want them to cool down too much, you know? You can see that the asparagus is still warm. Like you see, there is a bit of steam coming out of it. And that will be the perfect temperature to eat those asparagus. I will put those asparagus on a plate. Like that. And I'm going to put the perfect complement for asparagus of one hollandaise sauce. Voila. As fresh as green asparagus with hollandaise sauce. Bon appétit.